Hello, I'm Bob. This is Velo-Pro. Those are our canned birds. They have to go. Listen, I've been looking at genetics and food. We've talked a little bit about regional foods in Spain, such as paella in Valencia, fabada beans in Asturias, and wonderful fish dishes and seafood in Galicia. And you'll notice the people are even a little bit different. Uh, there's almost like there's four Spains, and it's as you travel, you'll see different regional trends. And when you go across Europe, they are even more pronounced. And because of this, I became quite interested in genetics and uh, the effect food has. A simple thing like broccoli, and we've talked about broccoli and left links on it because it's such wonderful things, and we know that it's healthy for us and can be anti-cancer, as there are so many ingredients in this juice. So, could genetics influence what we like to eat? Uh, it's probably more than just regional, because most people in Galicia go to Valencia to get paella and vice versa. So I think it's possible. Let's take a look. Uh, Understanding the roles of genes in eating behaviors and food preferences could lead to personalized diets that are easier to follow. Now, what we're talking about here is, have you ever wondered why you keep eating certain foods even if you know they're not good for you? Gene variants that affect the way our brain works may be the reason, according to a new study. And the new research could lead to new strategies to empower people to enjoy and stick to their optimum diets. Most people have a hard time modifying their dietary habits. Now, if you go to a restaurant in Madrid, uh, you'll see that the lunch menu is quite significant. I can't eat a Madrid lunch. It's too much for me, and it's a regional and cultural thing. But they don't eat it. If this is a traditional Spaniard, they'll have a lighter breakfast, a more significant lunch, and a lighter dinner. Where we'll have a moderate breakfast, maybe two or three things, a lighter lunch, and then dinner's the main course of the day, at least in the United States. See, so it depends where you live. Okay, most people have a hard time modifying their diets. We've been there. Okay, this is because our food preferences and ability to work towards our goals or follow plans affect what we eat, and our ability to stick to our diet changes. The first study describing how the brain genes affect food intake and dietary preference in a group of healthy people. So they're using control groups and doing actual real science. I'll leave a link to their science because it's quite interesting. Uh, well, let's continue. The new knowledge gained through the study will pave ways to understanding eating behavior and facilitating and helping people to customize their diets to avoid obesity. The CDC, and I'll leave a link, says the CDC says 2/3 of us are obese. So this is quite a serious issue, and it's because of eating pattern changes, and I've talked about that. But we can if we look at our parents. The Mayo Clinic talks about genetics and genetic typing and tests and all that. But I think the easiest test is to look at your mom and dad and your grandparents, if possible, and see what they look like. And if they were thin or heavy, that's a trend that maybe you can expect, and then you can eat accordingly. And this is what this article talks about when they talk about customizing a diet. So it's a very good study, and the Mayo Clinic has even more because they talk about environment, lifestyle, food, stress, exercise, sleep, all the things we talk about. And I'll leave a link to them and the link to the CDC because do need to take a look at that. And most of it, and a lot of it, has to do with sugar and artificial foods. Highly processed foods, and we've already discussed that, are a kind of a culprit in our society, and we need to avoid that. So this link from Science Daily has plenty of embedded links, so there'll be a real short description below, but please take a look at it because I think it's a really good article. Thanks, Mel. Don't forget to share and like.